have people all over the world that are acquiring this asset, and you have a huge and growing cohort of people that are price agnostic accumulators. So my job, I look at a lot of data. I look at data 10 hours a day. We can see that there's more people than ever that are basically price agnostic accumulators of the asset.
And there's a brief clip from Dylan LeClaire. We'll get more from him before this video's out, so make sure you watch this one till the end. There's a lot going on in the Bitcoin markets, there's a lot going on in the banking sector, and Dylan's touching base on these aspects, so make sure you don't miss out. And with that, what's happening, Crypto Crew? Sean's going back at you, another cryptocurrency video, getting straight into it and taking a look at the charts. We showed you this in our previous video. We showed you that Bitcoin's in this 1, 2, 3 potential fourth wave pullback in that fifth leg. Now, we have these blue lines that are macro resistance and macro support. And how high is Bitcoin going to go? Nobody knows. The current time it's recording, Bitcoin's coming in at 28.4K. Stock Money Lizards is weighing in, saying Bitcoin at resistance. One word of advice, be patient. If you look at this macro trend line right here, this is since 2021, going on almost 2.5 years. This has acted as support, support, support. Then we broke through it, and now it's acting as resistance. So this is a major area of confluence. So once we get through this and Bitcoin breaks this, it may have a rapid bounce to the upside, but then come back down, flip resistance to support before having that continuation pattern. Taking a look at the total crypto market capitalization, zooming out on the macro, this is the weekly chart. Looking back in 2015 when we bottomed out, and then when Bitcoin had that next blow off top from the next bull rally, how high did we go? Almost a 35,000% move. Well, looking at the next time we had a blow off top, a bear market, a bottoming structure, then another blow off top, how high did we go? Almost 3,200%. We've only had 2 of these cycles. Nobody knows what the next cycle is going to bring as far as percentage goes, the next percent gain. There's a good chance that that bottom is in. And right now we can sit here and tell you the bottom is in. Could we come back down and have some type of a triple bottom structure? Possibly. That possibly is in the cards. But as you see here, every time this RSI gets oversold under that 30 area, that's the bottom. Blast up. Every single time, that's the bottom, a blast up. Look where we're at right now. Now, patience is key because this is the bottom. Now, how high are we going to go? If we see this macro green line that has acted as support, 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 we bounced off it, acted as support, support, we broke through it. So will we come back up and fall through support and try to retest this support eventually in the future? And how long will this take to get back up to it? Now, look over the side here. We make this a little bit bigger and zoom into the price action. If we do come up to these levels, how long is this going to take until we come back up and retest this support that we fell through? Could this be, sometime in mid-2024, late 2025? The longer we wait, the higher the price action is going to be. If it's a year after the halving, March 2025, that's a $17.7 trillion market capitalization, which is almost a 16 to 17x from where we are right now. So looking at the Bitcoin price, once again, at the current time it's recording, it's at 28.4K. And looking at this price action, if you just multiply that by 16, what do you get? You're getting a $454,000 Bitcoin. Now, we're not saying that's our prediction, but nobody knows how this is going to play out here because we're just going off of trend lines and resistance and support levels. You have to look at the horizontal support levels as well, too. Right here is a macro support level we haven't fell through. We're going to see some major confluence in this area as well, as we've hit our head multiple times right here. But once we get above this, where is the next level? Where is the next time we'll see some type of resistance? We could connect these dots. We could extend this to the left and make it make sense. So, we hit our head here, here, and here. If we come back up to here and hit our head sometime late 2025, that'll take us to $8-9 trillion, which is still a big appreciation in the overall crypto market. Another update from Stock Money Lizards, he's saying it could look like this. We could come up, blast through that 28.4 to 28.5K resistance, and then come up and hit our head like we did before. Just have that blow off top. This is back in 2019, 13.8K. Then Bitcoin came back down, retested this lower resistance right before the halving. This is with that black swan event with the pandemic, and then we blasted through it up to that $69,000 peak. Now, if we do the same thing and come back down, Bitcoin could hit our head, come back down and flip this resistance to support right here right before the halving, 28.4 to 28.6K, then have that continuation after the halving up to a six-figure Bitcoin price target. Without further ado, let's hear more from Dylan LeClaire and get his take on the markets. Let's hear from Dylan.
You have people all over the world that are acquiring this asset, and you have a huge and growing cohort of people that are price agnostic accumulators. So my job, I look at a lot of data. I look at data 10 hours a day. We can see that there's more people than ever that are basically price agnostic accumulators of the asset. 70% of this asset hasn't moved in over a year. 80% of this asset is quantified as long-term holders, and we can go into the specifics of that definition if we want to. We have the most week over week, month over month coins that are leaving exchanges ever, right? So why is that happening? And it's because people realize that they don't want to trust counterparties, and they want to hold this thing, and they want to hold it themselves. Obviously, with this global everything bubble in the midst of bursting, the USD part of this fraction, this denominator, is increasing in value, right? So stocks, bonds, real estate, any asset class is falling. Rolex watches, you name it, right? But the BTC aspect of this, across the board, whether you're looking at wallets, HODL metrics, hash rate, whatever, it's all at all-time highs, right? All you've had happen is that the excessive leverage has been wiped, and basically the leverage that was not transparent and it was obfuscated in the crypto space, including fraud, right? FTX was fraudulent. There's no denying that. All of that is just getting eviscerated, right? It's getting wiped. And eventually we get to the point where all of this mark-to-market leverage that can be wiped is wiped. We saw the same thing happen in 2017 during 85% Bitcoin was dead at 3,000. Well, it didn't die, right? Bitcoin dropped 55% in a day on March 12th of 2020. Why didn't it die? Well, the system was fundamentally unchanged. There's just an exchange rate clearing mechanism to the downside. Bitcoin going through its first recession as an asset class? Yes, it is. But in 5 years from now, if you're telling me that the fiat system we live in today of stocks, bonds, 401ks, national debt, interest rates being way, way above our current tax receipts, if you're telling me that that's not going to be the solution is only one thing, and that's money printing. That's debt monetization by the Federal Reserve. We have this problem, right? It's that the fiat system requires perpetual credit expansion to persist and exist. That's a fact. It's a fact of this debt-based monetary system. There needs to be perpetual credit expansion or the house of cards collapses. And there's nothing backing the debt itself except debt. There is no gold at the base layer. It's only debt. The engineering solution is a neutral, apolitical monetary protocol that's open and anybody can use it. And yeah, once every 4 years, is there a whole lot of leverage and fraud and speculation? Of course. And that's why we're wiping it out. And that's why fundamentally I don't care one bit. Has my net worth gone down a little bit since the highs? Sure. But it's nothing but a thing, right?